Okay, here's some of the rocks that we are going to be cutting today. This will probably take more than one video to get through all of them, but let's take a look. There's a lot of cool colors and patterns showing through. Here's the 7-inch tile saw that we'll be using to do the cuts. And another look at the rocks here. Okay, so let's check this one out. So this one is another what I would call kind of a potato rock with the size and shape, but it looks really nice on the outside. You can see some yellows and some pinks and reds and some interesting patterns that are showing through. So let's take a look at what this looks like on the inside. Looks really nice. This is really pretty. I would call this a brecciated Wonderstone or Lahontan Wonderstone, but some beautiful patterns here. Also interesting is that the darker parts in this, those aren't marks from the saw this time. That's actually part of the stone, and it's almost a dark blue gray there at the top, I guess, but very pretty and kind of unusual to see. But this is a gorgeous rock, porcelain quality. Okay, let's check out this one. So from the outside, there's some white, which is always interesting. We can see some red, maybe brown as well. It's kind of hard to tell what that will look like on the inside, but let's take a look here. And that is really nice. So those whites and kind of creams do carry through. There's a little bit of the Wonderstone banding at the bottom with kind of an eye there in the center and a yellow band, a bit of yellow banding actually. Oh, and I guess there's another kind of triangle above that one too. But then some really nice veins with the brown and red filling them in, which is more characteristic of what would be called a Lahontan Jasper. But this is a really pretty one. I really like the brown and the white. I'd like to find a few more like this one. All right, let's check this one out. So from the outside, we can already see that it's a brecciated pattern, which made it look pretty interesting. I wasn't sure how the rock was going to look on the inside, but from the outside, the pattern looked like it probably carried through most of the rock, and then a little bit of almost Wonderstone there on the bottom. So let's take a look at what this looks like on the inside. And wow, this is really cool. So this one is maybe my new favorite. I would call this a brecciated Wonderstone or brecciated Rhyolite, but the patterns and the colors in this are really unique. You can see some of the kind of classic Wonderstone banding with the reds and the pinks kind of around the perimeter stones, and then some of the interior ones have it, as well as some browns and yellows, and then it gets into some darker colors, some grays and blacks, and it is just really beautiful. I haven't found one quite like this before. This is a gorgeous rock. It should polish up really well. Okay, let's check this one out. So you can see some nice pattern breaking through. This is a smaller piece from a larger chunk of rock, which I'll be doing a separate video on because the rocks just had so many cool pieces come from it. Take a look at what it looks like on the inside here, and that is really neat. So we've got kind of banding around the perimeter with that brown burgundy kind of color that then goes into red kind of dendrite patterns over the white and the yellow brown on that section of the rock. Just really pretty, especially the white on red part, to me at least, but that is a really pretty one. Okay, let's check out this rock. So we can see some interesting eyes and circles on that side of the rock and some red veins and patterns showing through here. Let's take a look. I thought it would be cool, but I was not expecting it to look like this on the inside. The white looks like crystal with very striking red veins running through it, and orange and brown, as well as blue or almost black gray. there towards the bottom. But this is a really nice quality and really striking colors and patterns. Let's take a closer look here. You can see a bit more of the patterns and the colors there. Let's take a look at the other side and a little zoom in here as well. This is a really unique one. All right, let's check out this rock. So this one looked like some sort of frosted dessert. When I found it, I thought it looked really interesting. You can see some nice shades of pink here on the bottom, and on the inside it is really cool. That vein that we saw on the outside continues all the way through. Very solid. It looks like a brown crystal. There's some nice kind of Wonderstone like patterns and banding on the perimeter, and that kind of run through the different parts of the rock. So I would almost call this a Wonderstone agate. Let's take a closer look at the pieces individually. You can see the rock quality is just really nice, and the pattern and the colors are just very vibrant and very strong. The big crystal vein running through the center of it is also very cool. There's some little inclusions and lots of smaller veins. Just a very, very cool rock. Hopefully I'll find some more of these. Okay, let's check out this one. So from the outside, you could see there's some interesting, what looked like maybe banding, but I wasn't sure from that side. This side, there was some interesting color, some green, almost blue, and on this side, it looked like some of that color was there as well. So let's take a look at the inside here, and that is really cool. So we have some very strong banding with a lot of variety of color and a high degree of uniformity in the banding. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here. So those red bands up top are almost a gradient, and these yellow, blues, and greens are stronger. Thanks for checking all these out. Please give the video a like and subscribe. Let me know which ones are your favorites down in the comments, and I will see you next time.